Hey, what's up, guys? We're back, Grind Lifestyle. Today we've got an OG challenge member on here. He was on Real World Boston. He's been on the challenge a lot. I'm not even going to go into which ones. I'm just going to let him take it. Syrus, which one did you win?
Oh gosh.
Which
Fresh
one?
out the gate, you guys. Back in
Yeah.
2000, I won the Extreme Challenge.
Nice.
2001.
Very cool.
Man, that was a long time ago.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
You've been in this game for a minute.
I still don't have any grades though, guys. I'm still not graying yet.
I'm full.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, so it wasn't that long ago.
It's actually crazy to think it's been on over like 20 years now. It's so weird. I was talking to TJ on the other podcast that we do, and it's like, dang, man, it's been forever. Like it's crazy.
I definitely remember when it came out. I mean, when it came out, I remember, what was that, like early 2000s, right? Like late 90s, early 2000s?
Well, the first iteration was
98, 99. It was called the Real World Road Rules Challenge.
That's it. I was still in college. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Theo Vaughn on back then, dude. That dude turned into some crazy funny comedian. Like when you watch him on the old episodes, you're like, all right. And now he's just killing it. Yeah.
Hey, did anyone else get thrown by his dog pillows there? That one just moved. I'm like, oh shit, he got a dog.
The baby hit the dog.
Wait.
I got my two dogs. They're not allowed on the couches, so this is the only way they get on the couch. I had
okay. That's awesome.
Oh man, that is great. Anyway, sorry, Nick. Didn't mean to derail that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, anyway, now I don't remember what I was saying. So other than the challenge and stuff, what do you do? I know you're into like all kinds of entrepreneurial stuff, and our podcast basically our goal is to motivate people to chase their dreams, do cool things, don't ever give up. It doesn't matter how old we get. I'm an old dude. Jesse's old, so Bartlett, that dude. No.
Bartlett's really old. Bartlett was just talking about the fact he was in college, in like 2001, right? Or no, late 90s. You said late 90s.
Yeah, I graduated.
I'm probably the oldest.
I graduated in 2000.
From college, though.
No, high school.
I'm sure I'm older.
So I'm 4 years older than you. All right.
Wow.
So Syrus, my name's Brian. I gotta ask you, man, what's a day in the life like with you, like right now? I mean, you came off the show, which is a challenge, right?
Yeah.
And you're known for this. But every day, you weren't on camera, and we were sitting around, the four of us, we're talking about our life challenges right now, the stuff we're dealing with, the stuff that we're looking forward to. What's a day in the life with you right now?
You sure you want to hear that, man?
Yeah, man, I do. I really do. Because that's what's going to inspire others.
I'll tell you like this. I really do consider myself one of the happiest people in the world. I need for nothing, but I go after everything. I'm sitting here. I own my home outright, looking at other homes currently. I have a new baby. Since the baby, I thought my life was going to change a lot, and it really hasn't. I have an amazing wife. My other half supports me in any and everything. So today's Tuesday, so it's her day to get up and go to the boxing gym when she gets a chance. I watch the baby. She goes to the boxing gym, or she takes the baby. I tell her I want to get maximum out of her time away from the baby. So I want to keep the baby. You just go to the gym as long as you want. Do whatever you got to do. She's a boxer. And I just let her go do her thing. And I sit here with the baby for a while. I'm going to get up. I almost messed up today and went to charge my vehicle. Got a new electric car. I was going to go charge it and hang out with the baby for a while, do a little walk. I walk at least 2 to 5 miles a day with the baby, depending on my workout and what I can get in. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I play basketball in the morning. Wake up, head to the basketball course by 10 o'clock, get some games in, do my gym and running, get all that stuff out of the way. And then I have to look at all my different events that I have for the week that people want me to go to, or that I can go to, or that I've created. In between those times, I'm designing clothing. I started doing clothing long time ago, jewelry and clothing. So, I mean, basically, you guys, when they put me on the show, I was at a point in my life where I was so creative with everything that I'd done, from being pushed to the bottom of the barrel. Like, I was first in my family to graduate from college. first to go to school. My parents didn't teach me anything about taxes and bills and credit cards. And, I moved out of house in the 10th grade. I've been on my own ever since. I was sponsored by Nike in high school. I was one of the top players in the country for basketball. And things were kind of laid out for me. And then it came crashing down when I finished school. Like, no one was there to help me. I'd been a standout person in my community from childhood, hold a bunch of the records still for basketball. And I thought, I've been taught, go to school, play ball, get a scholarship, get a degree, you get a job. This is how it works. That's not how it works. so I got a smack in the face. And this is actually how I got on the show. I was going in to be a casting assistant behind the scenes because I've been bitching at the basketball courts about not being able to get a job. I wanted to make $24,000 and have benefits. That's all I asked for. And these guys got sick of hearing me talk shit like that every week. And he's like, here's a job, man. Go try and get this job. Long story short, I tell my life story in front of 5 people, kind of like you guys are looking at me right now. It was like this, just staring at me. And they're like, tell me about yourself. And I was like, I moved out of the house in the 10th grade. Gang violence was running rampant in the hood. I had to get out of there. They did 2 crazy things. They stole the city bus I was on and told everyone to get naked, pulled out guns. And they were driving too, and we jumped out. That's right where SoFi Stadium is now, the huge football stadium. And the police wouldn't come at nighttime. Someone crashed into our wall, and I watched, I don't know how many people walk up to the car and just keep shooting the guy. And I go to school at 5:30 in the morning. So I get up to go past the dead body. I'm like, this is fucking nuts. It's like, Ma, I can't. Like, I'm going to be one of these people in this fucking car. I'm going to die. I just left, moved out. And so started my story there. And then they're like, we really want to know about you. And I was like, well, what else can I fucking give you? God damn. I took it back to the day I was born, which is a blessing in itself. Car gives out of gas, or should I say the hearse gave out of gas. I popped out like a bottle of champagne. That's why the head's a little flat in the back. They put me on the center console. My dad passes out. They waved down a Pinto going down a dirt road, put 5 of us in this Pinto and drive to the hospital. They thought I was going to die. They cut the cord in the parking lot and run me in. And I started my story there. And about 3.5, 4 hours later, I brought them to the present. And I watched all 5 people laugh and cry and went on this amazing journey with me. And at the end, she was like, well, she was in tears. Marielle's Benham, she passed. She was like, you're not going to get on the show. And I was like, what the fuck? Boom, I hit the table and I got up and I was walking out. She was like, no. We want you to be on the show. I said, can I get paid? And they all started laughing. And they had me come back. And I sat down. They gave me an application. It was like, fill this out. And I was kind of like thrown because I had just gave everything I had in me. It was my last gasp for air. I had come to terms with, I understood why people committed suicide that weren't even as far along in their communities as I was. I was like that dude, and no one's helping me out. And so I wasn't suicidal, but I understood that there's people that don't have what I have and are having a hard time, and they just lose it. I'm having all this talent, I shouldn't say talent, all this gift around me of not only knowing everyone, but everyone knowing me, and I'm not able to get anything. And I finally got something, and it was just like, I was regurgitating everything within me. And in a Black community, you're not supposed to share all of your feelings and all your thoughts. You're not supposed to be this, that, and the other. Fuck all that. Syrus just spewed the realest shit he could spew into the opening. And that's what got me on that show. And I will forever live by that moment in time, because I was able to actually exhale and become the man that I am today, because I am able to share myself with any and everyone that wants to hear, wants to listen, is a fan, or is not a fan, or is just a random person that needs my voice, my help, my anything on the side. I always have time for it. And that's me in the whole.
Incredible. I love that. So I have a really good friend that's a singer in a really huge pop punk band that I've been dealing with some health issues and like a lot of depression issues and stuff. And he came to me and he's like, hey, bro, I'm like the most depressed guy in the world. And like, when you hear this band, you're like, there's no way you're depressed. Like, you're the happiest dude I've ever met. Like, you party all the time. And he's just like, you know what? You need to talk. Just talk about everything. Just let it all out. Let it go. And it makes it better. I started doing that like 3 years ago. And it's like, holy shit. Like, I feel like a better person. I'm able to accomplish more. So like I appreciate when people like you that have the platform you have talk about this, because like more guys in general need to know that it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay not to be okay. It's okay to talk about stuff. It's okay to be real. It's okay.
It's okay to feel. I tell people, I was like,
Yeah.
life isn't about only feeling the good stuff. You got to feel the bad shit and work your way through the other end of it. And I'm an advocate of it. Like, I don't make mistakes in my life, guys. They're all speed bumps. You slow down, you experience whatever the fuck it is, and then you get right back up to speed. It just is what it is. There's no wrong, there's no right unless you're hurting someone. My whole thing is like, I made decisions that could have gone a different route. They didn't. I'm happy. No one's hurt. I'm moving forward, but I'm always going to reach back and try and bring someone with me because I want people to experience and to see what I see. You know, I'm currently writing my autobiography that I had written during the show, and they said that they would like own a portion of it and all that stuff. So I ripped it up in their fucking face. I'm like, no, this is my life, motherfucker, not yours. And I'm just getting around to, you know, getting closer to the finishing end of it. And for me, it's still about everyone has a story. Everyone doesn't seem to think that their story means anything, but there's someone out there that resonates with your story, with your story, with your story, and your story. You may not know it, and that shit helps. You know, I speak at universities and colleges all over the world, and when they bring me in, it's not like some guy putting on a suit coming in there speaking at you as if I'm a teacher. No. I'm coming from your angle. I'm a real motherfucker doing real fucking things. This is the shit I care about. This is the shit I went through. This is why you should care about life. Done. There's no bitch and moaning about shit not going your way. Fuck that. Make your lane. Get in it the way you need to get in it. If I can do it, any fucking body can do it. Like I said, it's just one of those things, man. Like the positive cipher that I'm in currently has been flowing since the beginning of COVID. Like I literally said several things. One, I stopped drinking, stopped smoking. It'll be 6 years this New Year's. My wife with me. I dropped 60 pounds, cut out sugar. When you're paid to party for so long, man, it's crazy. Like you guys understand, I'm dropping easy 6 figures cash, not even on W-2. Just they paid us cash to do all these clubs gigs that I started doing. By the way, I was one of the first to start doing the tours, and I would make so much money, and then it got to the point where I was making more money the more alcohol I drank. Literally, they pay me per shot, per bottle, per keg. I'm like, what the fuck? And my boys loved it. It was a great time. Spring break 2 months every year. It was just a crazy lifestyle. And then I thought, I'm like, damn, I'm in my 40s now. How long can I keep this up? I've been going hard for 20 years. Like what? When I say hard, I mean we banging out 3-4 bottles a night.
Wow.
You know, it just is what it is. But I would still wake up and go play ball in the morning. At some point, I had to check myself and say, damn, dude, I lost 3 friends this year. One had liver failure because of alcohol. Another one got in a car accident because of alcohol. And another one hit and killed 4 people because of alcohol. What it's like to just stop completely. And I said, well, fuck, then how am I gonna make my money at? I was like, well, I can still do appearances, but I don't have to drink. And I would take a month off every year. So from New Year's to just before Valentine's Day, I take that whole time off and not drink every year. This year, I'm like, I'm just gonna stop for the month. My girl's like, I'll stop with you. We stopped together. 1 month turned into 2, turned to 4, 5, 6, 7. Need I tell you, I'm about to open a bar at this time, and I'm learning behind the bar, the bartending and all that stuff. And you know, it's always been one of my dreams. Open a bar. I had several concepts that I was going to run with, and I had created this whole thing, and I was going to do this. So under my mentor, I'm working at one of his spots, learning the process, and it dawned on me. I'm like, I'm missing out on something. I don't know what it is. This void that alcohol has played has taken so much away to the point where I felt like for my creativity, I needed that. And I tell you, there's scary moments. I'm on stage, there's 50,000 people out there. I'm hosting spring break, and who is it? Akon is 2 hours late. I got to maintain all these fucking crazy kids. I do any and everything, bro. Like I sing, I rap, I do reggae. It's so random, but you got to do something. There's no script to keep people like that at bay. And so I became accustomed to that dude. And you give me a bottle, I'm gonna make it happen, whatever it is and where it was. And so I thought that was where I was at in my mind. And I wanted to test that and see if I could still be this same guy and be the person that did all this without alcohol. without weed. And I was just like, okay. Now I'll tell you, I got a weed house and I'm opening a bar, but I'm stopping both of those. It's like the craziest thing ever. And there's times in my career where I would have to ask myself, am I alcoholic? Am I addicted? My friends are like, bro, you banged out 3 bottles and you were still cool. I don't know how you got home. Your car's out. I was like, what? I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I went to see what it was like on the other side, man. So I just literally stopped, never went back, and went to the doctor. And doc's like, you're like in better shape than 98% of society. I was like, what? So that all happened during COVID. And I was like, I'm just gonna keep the ball rolling. And so
Good for you.
thank you, man. I'm inspiring people all over just to see the transformation.
That's amazing.
It's hard to be like a tough guy, but do the right thing, eat the right things, say the right things, move the right way as a whole, because no one's 100%. So I tell people it's like 80-20, man. If you can get to 80% and be happy, fucking understand there's 20% room of fuck up. You can fuck up. It's okay to fuck up in your eyes or other people's eyes or whatever. But if you leave the 80-20 rule throughout your life, you can navigate anything, not only be happy, but be fulfilling. You know what I mean? That's like the main thing for me. The void, filling that void in and taking care of whatever it may be on the other side. It's more of a mental game. Like I keep saying, I think I'm one of the happiest men in the world. And I stand by
that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's incredible, man.
Thank you.
What an inspiring story.
On a basketball court or on a challenge every now and again.
Yeah.
That's it.
So how do you guys like handle being older and more responsible and going into the challenge? Like I know you're an alternate on the 40, right?
Alternate on 40 and alternate on yeah, I'm always an alternate. Anyways, I've been affiliated.
How do you handle being around the crowd? Like we just had Brandon on, and like his whole thing was, to get prepared and get ready to get in shape. He gets naked, turns the heat on in the house, and just sweats it off. I'm like, bro, come on, man. We're inspiring people.
Wow.
What the hell are you doing?
I stay ready. I try and stay within 15, 20 pounds of my target weight, period.
Okay.
I don't do carbs. I'm keto. Everyone knows. I do it the healthier way, though. I do more green than meat, of course.
Nice.
As long as my cholesterol is fine, I'll be okay. And we're done today. I'm gonna do my 5 miles at least, maybe 10, and keep going. Tomorrow I'll play basketball. I'm in a couple of leagues, so there's no real getting prepared outside of my wife trying to get me to do some tantagrams. And, I'm a little colorblind, so for me, when it comes to doing all that stuff with the puzzles, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
Work our way through it.
What about like the scene in the house? Are they like more can't think of the word right now. Do they care more about the people that are sober, that are like more concerned about their own personal health? And like, I know back in the day, it was like bottles everywhere. Let's get these guys as drunk as we possibly can and see if they can fuck up as much shit as possible.
Yep.
I've noticed on newer seasons, there's a lot less of that per se. There's more, it's more of an actual challenge. And,
I think it's just they have to control it. I mean,
okay.
When you have to put food coloring in clear alcohol to make it a different color, so when people are drinking, you clearly got a problem.
That's a problem, yeah. I'm just hoping that the producers are more considerate of what other people are doing now.
The amount of bottles we ordered for the ruins in Thailand, I remember the opening day was insane. That everything gone in like 2-3 days.
Damn.
And it was you can't have a productive show from structure standpoint like that.
Right.
They'll make it work, but it's much easier to have not all that alcohol around all the time. And so nowadays, see, I feel like it's still pretty chaotic when they start drinking. It's just certain times rather than except for a challenge day. They wouldn't let you do it on challenge days until afterwards. But it's just they have to control things a little more. It's just like society, man. Things have to be a little more controlled because people are a little more out of control.
Right.
I think we've gotten away with so much, and in every situation, the true American way, we want to take advantage of every system as much as possible. There's only so much advantage you can take up till someone dies. And my quote was before, someone's going to die on one of these challenges, period. But someone's also going to die in the real world if they kept doing that. just the nature of the way it's set up. There's freedom, and then there's people that take advantage of the freedom and the camera aspect, and people just do things. Everyone wants to push the envelope, to say the least.
Right.
So on some of these challenges, I mean, the fear is genuine. Like, people act like it's not real. They could have been like, no, people are terrified. When I'm on there scared, I'm fucking scared. I don't think I'll ever cry on television. That's always been one of my things. I would potentially cry if I'd agreed to jump out of a plane.
Yeah, 100%.
They did that on My Real World. The whole cast wanted to do a trip to go jump out of a plane. I don't know if you guys remember my show in 96, 97. And Genesis couldn't go, and so I decided not to go too. Thank goodness, because I didn't want to jump anyways. And then everyone spent so much time convincing me I'm safer up there, people at the school and everything. And Lord bless their souls, the entire school that convinced me that 2 weeks after we were there, went up in a plane went down, they all died.
Oh.
No.
Whoa.
It's crazy. And we dedicated that show to them and so forth, but it's like, you can't convince me to do that. Like, it's just not.
It's also logical. Why jump out of a perfectly good plane?
I mean, you sound like me. But you do look like a punk when you say you won't do something on TV. That's what you got to understand. You got the helmet cam on and it's shaking and you look like you're shaking in your boots. You might be, but you don't want to ever look like you are.
Yeah.
When it's genuine fear. And they're doing stuff on this one now. If you look at the big building on that they have to jump off of, bro, I don't know. I don't think I would have done it.
Yeah. No, that's
It
crazy.
looks about 30 stories up there.
Yeah, no thanks.
I can't.
Well,
I've done it.
Fear is great for content, right?
Yes, I guess. I'm not trying. I mean, if you want to see someone do whatever it is and land with number 1 and number 2 in his draws on TV, I'd be your guy. Because that stuff is scary, bro. I just don't know if I could bring myself to do it. I got a baby now.
Right.
So what's the
Oh,
one
it's
challenge?
beautiful.
Yes, beautiful baby. What's the one challenge that you remember that you were like, man, that one got me? One got me.
There was one challenge that they actually said was too dangerous to do. Don't know if you guys heard of that, but it was the reverse human catapult.
Yes.
I won. That shit was crazy. And it was like, we come out of the woods in like somewhere in England, sorry. And there's this guy and he's talking to us about taking us to our event. And you see this lady with like a broken neck, broken arm, and like a cast thing, looking like a mummy. Like, what the fuck? And this guy goes, pull! You got this medieval seesaw looking thing. And there's a person on the bottom holding on to this thing. And it just kind of goes like this and flings you like 20, 30 yards into this big ass net. Well, she caught the edge of the net and flung into the ground and just snapped everything up.
Oh,
It was just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm like, hell no. Instantly, right away. Like, there's no fucking way. And they were still going nuts. And Julie Peasy and whoever production's like, I don't know about this. And so we didn't do it, thank goodness. But I remember that loud and clear, because when they said pull the first time, the guy didn't fly. Like the second time it worked and he flew, and I was like, oh no, there's no like harness or nothing holding me. No.
no.
But I can also remember vividly being up with Coral on one of the challenges, and she's talking some kind of crazy shit, and she's leaning against the wall, which you were supposed to walk out on with this harness on to go do the event. And her arm goes through the wall. Oof. And I remember thinking, what the fuck? Like, that's just supposed to be holding us up in here till we get out there? But out there is connected to in here? Nah, hell. Like, I was thinking, fuck. I was literally shaking, bro, sweating, dripping. I'm like, fuck. And I had to get out there and go after that. That was a really scary moment. But then also when we were going to bungee in Mexico, and I remember it was a big ass pool, but it looked about that big when we got up there, like a 5-minute elevator ride up. And I didn't want to do it. And they were going to like carabine our hands behind our backs. And they walk out. There's this one guy you see, his name is Crash. He does all our stunts. He's like the main stunt guy. And Crash is like, you ready? I'm like, not really. And I'm trying to pump myself up. Fuck, I'm an NC2A athlete. I can do this shit. Yeah. I'm like talking to myself. And I'm like, fuck. I walk out there. I was like, fuck, I can't do it. I can't jump. Your arms are carabined behind your back. and you're timed after you jump, how long it takes you to like get your arms undone. And I walk out like 5 times, bro. And I'm trying to pump myself up and I can't do it. I'm like, Crash, just push me off the edge. Just push me. Just push me. He's like, I can't, man. You got to jump. I was like, and I walk back and I look over and I see production lady humped over, laughing her ass off. Bitch,
Good
I'm gonna look like a bitch. And I go over there and fuck it. And I just walk off the edge. Forget that I gotta fucking undo my arms and shit. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like I'm about to throw up. I reach back and I undo my arms and I'm like, oh shit. I did it. And the crowd's like cheering and shit. And I'm like, fuck, I did it. I hope I wasn't bad or DQ'd. And I get back. And then they send or after they send Leah up there. And her fucking whole body locks up, foams at the mouth, and she just locks up, bro.
Couldn't do it.
And everyone's yelling at her, and you fucking da-da-da-da-da. And she's locked up. And I remember thinking, I'm glad I went before that shit, because if I see that shit, I'm not doing this shit. I will never forget that shit, yo. Like my heart still, like, you drive, it's like challenge shock. You drive around the fucking city now, you see a fucking crane, you instantly go, oh God, you go on a challenge farm. Your whole body is shocked, because when you see that crane and you're on a challenge, you already know. You can see it from 5 miles away, you're like, we're going to that goddamn crane. You're like on a bus, like, fuck. You're thinking to yourself, you're like, damn, but you're not trying to let people know that you feel like that. And it's still the same shit. Like the challenge event here at the sports arena or the Coliseum that just happened for 40, the press event. We're on the highway and I'm literally 5 miles away. I'm like, damn, look at that. That's right near where we're going. I was like, babe, that's going to be the stunt that they do, the live stunt. It wasn't. It was like construction next door, but the ceiling.
PTSD. Yeah.
For real. It's no joke, man. Like they know what your biggest fears are and they're going to play toward those fears. And that's kind of what that is. That's what makes the show the show. Like
how many seasons you think you got left in you?
Oh, plenty. As many as my wife lets me do. Injuries happen. And working through my last injury has been rough. But I've done it and no excuses as usual. Injury's an injury, but there's no excuses, but I still want to compete and still want to go. My wife's probably sparring some dude right now. Like she's hardcore, bro. And
really?
She's my inspiration. She broke her femur.
Ooh.
And came back from that. And just watching her get down is like motivation for me. That was my motivation to get in shape in COVID. We're sitting fucking ripping up 2 double doodle burgers with cheese, all the toppings and fries and everything and shakes. And I look over, I'm like, fuck, look at her 6-pack still. I'm like, damn. Like, you know what? That's it, babe. I'm done with this shit. I gotta get my 6-pack back. She's like, okay, how do we do it? I was like, fuck, you tell me. You the one with the fucking 6-pack. We talked about it. I said, fuck it. We're gonna cut down on all this shit. Like, that's it. This is our last fucked up meal. And since that day, just the mentality switch changed. And you know, we just move forward with it, man. Every day's a challenge. We document it all as much as possible. We hold each other accountable. You know, I still have ice cream 3 to 5 days a week. We don't do sugar, we just do monk fruit. So like there's a way for everybody to do it if they want to do it, man. And like my business partner, one of them, put it this way, his wife called me and thanked me. He said he hadn't seen his penis in years. And his kids called me and thanked me and said that he changed his life. So he's 162 pounds down.
Ooh.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Congrats.
You know, inspiring, man, just knowing that I'm, you know, the little bit of help that I do is a big deal to me, because especially if it's someone that I get to know and love, you know what I mean? He's doing his thing. And I'm like, man, it's simple decisions that we make that can change our lives that drastically. And yeah, people think I'm crazy. I go to Fatburger and fucking don't have a bun and don't use any ketchup and don't eat French fries. They think it's crazy. And I'm like, okay, I'm healthy. I'll go out here and run 10 miles right now. Can you? Will you?
Wow.
So
Good for you. Speaking of, guys, I don't want to cut this short, but I'm on a time limit because I got to get to the gym and I'm with John Orlando and Dana White today. So,
Nice.
but dude, your story is inspiring. Like that's incredible. And your wife, bravo to her.
Thank you.
Does she box? Is she a professional boxer, or she just box to get in shape?
She was going to have her first big fights, and then when COVID hit, her trainer moved and left.
Oh,
Kind of set everything back. So, and now we have a baby. So it's her decision. But she's a professional too. So she has a PhD and all that shit too. So, you know, she works for the government. She's in charge of the I think I can say this. The unaccompanied minors at the border.
mm,
Oh, okay.
She's
big
like,
time. Social service too.
yeah, she won't work a job that's not helping, period.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
That is awesome.
Good for you guys. Good
Brian,
for
if you need
And
to dip, buddy, go ahead.
congratulations on the baby. Yeah, I apologize, guys. I do have to go. I gotta stick to this time schedule. But Scott, dude, good to see you. Kill it on the rest of your run. And if you need anything from me, if I can help you in any way ever, you know I'm here for you, dude. But
Thank you.
you're the man. You're the one I should be turning to. And Nick, I forgot how handsome you are, dude. I saw you in person last week when I was on tour. And
You have to look
I
down.
turned to him twice and I was like, whoa, Danielle, your man's a handsome man. And Jesse, thanks, dude. Good to meet you, Syrus. But dude, so inspiring. Congratulations on the baby. And you inspired me, man. I gotta get my gym in and I've got meetings to get to. So I will talk to you guys. All right.
Later, Brian.
Wonderful.
Later.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So yeah, dude, you've got to bring the baby on the podcast next week too, with the Dadcast one where we just talk about dad shit.
I was gonna say that, and I'm not even on.
she's checking you guys out. This is her first.
I just found out I'm going to be a grandpa. So my son last night was sending me the ultrasound videos and all this stuff and asking all kinds of crazy questions. I'm like, oh my gosh.
How
And then
soon?
I was like, holy shit, I'm going to be a fucking grandpa. What the hell?
How soon? Yeah.
His girlfriend, wife, or whatever is due in January.
Okay.
Soon.
And it's a year strong.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in the Army. He's in Texas right now. He's trying to get all that figured out. He's leaving the Army and looking at getting a job doing kind of like Army police work.
MP stuff.
Yeah, kind of like that, but not in the Army. More of like a guard duty type thing.
In Texas?
Yeah. He said the actual military right now is getting a little scary with our political landscape. So he's like, I kind of don't want to get shipped away for 2 or 3 years and miss out he doesn't want to miss out on his baby's life. And
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Nick, I got a guy. Just hit me up. I have a guy that does hires for that kind of thing.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, he gets out in November, and then he's looking to they'll let him start a new job in January. So that's kind of the whole get out process, I guess.
Yeah, my oldest son just got out, living in Seattle now.
Nice.
So just using
Is he
that
looking at the
GI Bill
same
to put
issues
himself
of,
back to
like,
school.
Seeing some freaky stuff happening in the military landscape of like, oh shit.
He just didn't enjoy it. I mean, he worked intelligence and
Yeah.
he wanted to be active and he joined the Army to be active and they put him behind a desk for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, that'll do it, man.
And he's like, yeah, this isn't what I want. And so he put us through, I mean, like I said, he's working intelligence. So your normal basic stuff, right, is you go for a couple weeks and you go to AIT for a couple weeks and then you go run your 4-year term.
Yeah.
He had a year worth of advanced training and only a 3-year term, which is pretty unheard of. So he literally only served for 2 years and then was out.
Yeah, my son joined as he wanted to go in as a medic because he wanted to be a paramedic when he got out. They immediately switched him. It was like it happened right as COVID was ramping up. They immediately switched him to MP, shipped him over to Poland. He got stuck in Poland for 2.5 years. And like he has like severe PTSD. He's like really bad anxiety. He was on a base with like 6 dudes for 2 years. Nobody else could come and go. So it's like he's like he jokes about it now, but he's like, you can tell it still like messes with him quite a bit. And
Can't imagine. I mean, what if you hated all the other 5 dudes? What are you gonna do?
yeah. Exactly.
It'd be like being on the challenge.
Like the real world. I was gonna say. I don't hate anyone though. No hit. Strong word.
I have a funny real world story. So remember Beth from real world, the Mormon girl from Utah.
Yes.
So she was on the challenge and stuff. But my best friend at the time, right?
Julie or Beth? Said Julie or Beth?
Julie. That's right, Julie, not Beth. Julie.
Okay.
So she's a Utah girl. My best friend at the time was like straight up Mormon, like just had a total crush on her. We're watching the real world, and he's like, "Fuck, dude, I got to go meet her. She's in Utah." So we literally went to Utah to find her, and he did find her. I don't know what happened, but he did find her. So
Me and her were really tight, bro.
nice.
Love her so much. She's a bit out there now, but
Yeah.
she was out there then too. But yeah, we had a crazy story on 9/11. We were on tour right before that, and I think on the 10th, I was supposed to fly to Boston with her to do a few gigs, and the gig gave me an option of doing a different date because my birthday was 9/12. I was like, you know what, I'll do the later date. I'm just gonna fly home. So I flew home, and Julie still went. And when 9/11 hit, I called her, and she was still in the hotel. She was supposed to be on that flight from Boston. What? Yeah, she still had her ticket to the day. I called her, and she answered the phone. I was like, Julie. She's like, what? She's still asleep. She's notorious for missing all of her flights, always. She turned on the TV, and she called me back and was just bawling.
Man, thank God she overslept that day. Jeez.
She always did, though. That was her thing. She'd go up to the airport and just cry, and they change her flight. Because back in the day, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is pre 9/11, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and her were real tight. And I remember when that hit and that happened, it kind of changed her complete trajectory.
Wow. Crazy.
They did a Inside Hollywood or something, did a big special on that. I posted it on my social media at some point, but yeah, that was crazy.
So like subject a little bit, I gotta ask, did you get the gate home? I follow your Instagram, and yesterday's post was awesome.
The gate home and put together. I forgot to do the ending thing, but got pit bulls, man. He shoved the old one knows better. The young athletic one that can jump his head over the fence, rammed his head through the vinyl gate, and his head's like on the other side like this. But I'm like, what the? No, I gotta fix this now.
Right.
So I couldn't like call anyone. There's no one to call on the weekends. We're getting ready to go to the reggae concert. I'm like, babe, we got rid of the truck. Like, what the fuck? It's at least 6 feet tall. Whatever. We're gonna go to Home Depot and had to just grab it, man. We made it work. I took the side streets home, and she held one side, held the other side. We roped it around with the baby in the back, and we took off.
Hell yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Do what you gotta do. We are at that 45-minute mark, Nick.
Okay. We need to have a part 2 for sure. But we'll definitely do Dadcast next, and then got to get you back on and inspire more people.
Whatever. Just let me know. We'll coordinate a time or whatever, and we go from there.
Cool. I appreciate you, man. Great job. This episode's gonna be good.
Thank you, guys. Let me know when you drop it or whatever, and I'll post for it.
Okay.